This is starting to be my favorite time to wake up because of the sunrise, like literally only because of it, because I'm like all groggy and stuff. I have a dental appointment. It's my last appointment with a dental student, and it's 7 in the morning, and we're going through a cold freeze because we got cold air from the Arctic, so it feels like negative 30 degrees Celsius today. He gave me extra sides because I told him it's my first time and that I'm really excited to be here. And he's just like, here, try more things. Because I was torn between the chickpea salad and the pasta salad. And he's like, here, I'll give you a little bit of both. And I was like, oh my god. And he just gave me an extra salad, an extra thing in general. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so grateful. A whole wing. Oh, perfect temperature. Finally, I got it right. Oh, yes. Two big things today. Two big things. I was so certain, and I'm pretty sure this was really in my ego, you know, the protector and all, but I was so certain that I was gonna let go of some friends, but then I just had like a moment where I was just like, can you just accept them for where they are, release any and all expectations, and just vibe. Like, they don't have to be my everyday, they don't even have to be my new chapter. I can just accept that they're friends for a season. That phrase has been going on in my head over and over. Friends for a season, friends for a season. It kind of just like unlocked something in me where, because I was like, I think I was holding on to a very attached idea about the people in my life and what I consider friends and stuff, but then I'm just like, just because like the people of my past are not here now doesn't mean they weren't friends at one point. Like, I literally convinced myself that if you weren't in my life anymore, you were just not in my life anymore, and that was just that. But now, with what happened in the morning, just standing in the negative 25 degrees weather in the sun, I just literally just had to take a moment, and it was really cool. It was really cool to do that. Then the next thing that happened was I was just really reflecting on seriously how far I've come, right? Since last January to compared to this January, and it's been one hell of a transformation. Just even with everything, complete everything, like whole DNA upgrade, everything. And I just really had a moment and thought about my old roommates, and I just want to get over this. I want to get over this, and the way that I did it today was really beautiful. I just kept flooding, like every time I had a thought of them today, which was often, but every time it came up, I just tried to think of a good memory I had with them. And then as I was taking the bath just now, like my ex's name just kept popping in my head, and I was like, I need to resolve this for myself. Like, I need to really let this go. And first of all, salt cleanse, intentional salt cleanses are really good. And I was listening to like a heart frequency noise, so I think it just like opened up my heart chakra a little bit to be able to forgive, because that's what I kept saying in the bath over and over. I was like, I forgive him, I forgive him. And then I even ended up saying I'm grateful for both of them. And then I was saying I was grateful for each of them. And then I thought of a good memory and just wish them well after thinking about it. I think it's time. It's time. Because I'm really grateful for where I am right now. Like, externally and internally. It seems like kind of an overwhelming week already, just because I'm like trying to slow down on the weed, trying to find peace in my new routine, which I am. Like, I'm not, like, not my morning routine, my work routine. My work routine's a little bit chaotic because I try to do like too much after my morning routine. I try to do way too much. And that's why I'm trying to work on a schedule. But I feel like I just don't want anything to hold me back anymore. I'm over it. Over it. I don't want to think of anything as a bad thing. Because if none of that happened, I wouldn't have been this version of myself. And I love this version of myself a lot. Like, a lot. She's confident. She's really bold. And she's proud to be a leader. I've always wanted to be a leader growing up. And now to kind of like embody it is really cool. Who am I a leader for? I'm not sure at what specific audience, but I know I'm a huge leader for myself and my life. And that's crazy enough for me. I've always known I've been the leader in my life, but to like know it and then still proudly lead it is what I mean, I guess.
Just look at her. Look at her. Y'all don't even know. I'm so excited for the Leo full moon. I feel like something's already happening within me. Like my nipples are hard over it. Like it's exciting.
Look, the sunset. Okay, which way is my arm going? You know, the sunset. And look, Mother Moon. I love being in between. Oh, and water. Yeah, I'm literally with all my favorite elements right now. It's not too cold out. It's like -5 degrees Celsius. Going on a walk for Shoppers Run to grab some things, and then I'm gonna go drink some bubble tea. It's been a while since I had bubble tea, but I'm not mainly going because I crave bubble tea. I'm going because I just want to be at a space away from home, just to like have some creativity, just to be outside the house, honestly. I'm excited. I'm basking in the sun, but the instructor, he wrote a short story every day for a year, and I'm like, oh my god, that's goals, honestly, because creativity at an all-time high. So what I'm trying to do is like slowly integrate that stuff. So and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to get into drawing too. So I'm gonna take around like this notebook. I bought my pencil, crayons, and I'm just gonna bring it to the places I go to, or whenever I feel like stumped, or whenever I just need a break from like my devices. I'm just gonna do this. I love that for me so much. Oh my god. Another day, another sunrise. Look at the roofs of their. I didn't revisit my drawing since I was little because I had a cousin, or have a cousin, who's very artistic, and it just made me feel like I just didn't know how to. So I stopped drawing for a very, very, very long time. And yeah, so but I drew my view. Look, was trying to draw this. learning about dimensions of houses and stuff through this and like learning about the sky gradient and stuff. I love it. I love that I'm doing this. And look, I'm planning 2 different short stories. Maybe one day I'll actually show y'all, but I was just cleansing all my crystals just now. And now I'm gonna do a small prayer and let this energetically cleanse the space. Seeing how I made this YouTube video this time was really cool because I didn't pressure myself on finding an idea. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the things that I write, my description of the video, the title is very like, it seems like there's just like a lesson plan I'm following or something like that, and it just seems like there's something in order that's happening. And it's mostly because I am intending for the next video the week before sometimes, or even a couple days before, and then I just kind of do a video based off of like that idea. But this time I just wanted to just see how this went because I didn't really know what I wanted to like talk about. I wasn't even specific on what I was showing. I was just kind of showing the highlighted parts of my week and just kind of putting it all together. And then today I kind of woke up and I was like, I think the main reason I didn't really have an idea is because I'm kind of in this state right now, like I said in the like it was stating in the beginning of what phase I'm in, and it's the integration period. It's being comfy in an uncomfy time of my life. And when I say uncomfy time, it's because I have a vision of what I'm doing. I have a goal of what my life looks like, but I don't know, like, you know, when you just plan your week, you're like, oh, I'm doing this next month. Like, I don't have something like that right now. And I haven't been operating on anything like that in a long time. Like, I'm not even like, oh, this is what I'm going to do in March. This is what I'm just kind of really going with the flow at this point, and it's really cool to see. And I just doing it for this video is really nice. But I just wanted to conclude my final thoughts of just this week and like, yeah, my integration period. While I was trying to find my groove of this week and everything like that, I did notice that there was a couple triggers, especially when it comes to like my emotional reactivity, because I came from a place where I used to explode. Like I just bottled so much in. Like I would bottle things in for like a year and stuff like that, to a point I was just like, ah! And it just like, it started showing more like the toxicity in me and like the way I express my emotions and stuff. It started getting really like tangled and left astray after like getting into drugs and drinking a lot. And now that I'm in this place where I'm like really learning how to repair myself, bring myself back to basis, learn what that looks like in myself, just putting so much investment back into myself. I've never done that before, and just seeing the results of how far I've come, it's been crazy. Example was, I lost my ID. I lost my driver's ID a couple days ago, and at first it's just triggering for me to lose things because I've lost lots of valuable things growing up. Like I've lost a lot of money. I have a story to share in just a moment. I lost a lot of money. I lost jewelry. I've lost like just things you don't want to lose, you know? I've lost my phones. And then back then, because I was just so shamed for losing things and just all of that, I take it so hard on myself, especially, and it's so sad because before, like even when I would lose my key or something like that, all the thoughts I had in my head were so sad. I'm like, damn, I used to talk to myself really bad, like just because I'm just losing something. But yeah, I realize now that, and especially with lately, that when I'm losing something, I just know it's going to be replaced but with something more aligned with me. And that ID card, first of all, has my address from like 3 houses ago. Not even my most recent address. I did ask to change my address to here, but there was something in the system that wouldn't allow me to do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take that as another sign. I'm not gonna change my address to this location, because as much as I'm so grateful, I know this is not a long-term place for me at all, like at all. So just I just kept repeating that. Like that's all the things that were repeating. And I was so happy when I found out. I was just on the street in front of like, in between stores and stuff when I noticed, and I was like, oh. And I didn't even think about going back to each of the places because I was walking everywhere and I went to 4 different places. I was like, I'm not doing that. And like, because she asked if I wanted to like call them and stuff, but there was just that part of me that just felt so sure that I didn't need it anymore. And honestly, the only reason why I want to keep it is for ID purposes, in terms of like showing my picture, because I don't want to bring my passport everywhere. But I'm hoping that because Ontario has like their photo health card, that can work for a lot of places too, because that I have. But yeah, I just came into complete acceptance of it, and it was so nice to see myself react like that. Like, I laughed about it. And I've lost like 10 ID cards now, and just reflecting and remembering how I reacted each time, like I've come so far, so far. Then this morning was another thing. Like, there's a thing with DHL, and I got really annoyed about it, and there's just that, so I just kind of got annoyed. And then the next thing I saw was about my taxes, and I'm so grateful because it's my 2021 taxes that just got finished. I had a rough time, y'all. It was all finished. I was so grateful, so happy to see it. But I like, what they told me was, oh, but this amount might get taken out by the CRA, and then the CRA might like use the leftovers to pay off like the debts that you owe. That's part of the CRA. Like, my Alberta student loan is in collections now or something, I think, as well. So they were mentioning that they could like send it to that. But yeah, so seeing that, sorry y'all, there's birds flying towards my window. There's 6 of them. That's so cool. They've never been this close. Sorry. But yeah, the message he said was all of that, and I just like instantly I went into a spiral, because finances are such a touchy subject for me, because I'm learning how to not be so reactive when I have situations like this. Because the first thoughts that were coming into my head were, oh, this is happening again. Why can't I catch a break? I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of waiting for things and then it just turning out completely opposite of what I was hoping it to be. And because I had filed these taxes in the beginning of December, but then they just finished it now, and it's like middle of February, which I don't mind, but I was just like, man. There was just another thing, and at first I was just crying it out. I was just in disbelief. I knew not to, when those things happen and when I got triggered, the old part of me would want to like investigate more about it and like see what I could do right then and there about it, and like talk to someone to kind of express my anger. Like, that was the old me. And I did email my accountant back about how frustrated I was that could be a potential thing for me, because I think I got slightly triggered about it, because it just reminded me of like just being homeless and just not having the finances I want to just be okay. And that's just what I was thinking of like when this was first happening. And I had all these crazy thoughts, and I was like, damn, I thought I just don't know what to do with all this energy. Like, I know I'm okay. And that's what I kept saying, even though I was angry. I was like, I know I'm okay. I know things are supposed to happen, but fuck, like, fuck. Things always are like this. And then at first I was packing up my bag, and I was gonna go for a walk for a long time. And then as I was leaving to go outside, I kept forgetting things like my AirPods and stuff, so I had to come back in. And then every time I went outside and getting hit with like cold air, I just felt like better and better, and I was like, okay. So then I went on a brief walk, and at first I was heading towards my intended destination, but on the way I kept telling myself, I was like, do I really want to go here though, or am I just mad? Because I had planned my whole day. Like, in the morning, I'm not gonna find it now, I journal dump, and then I write what I want to accomplish in the day and what I already know I'm gonna do in the day. That's apart from my routine. And I only put like 1 or 2 things, because you have every day, so I don't try to like overextend or anything. And if I want to add anything else, I do by the time I'm done like what I intended to do. So what I intended to do today was make this YouTube video. I actually was making this YouTube video because I think my trial ends tomorrow, my free week trial. So I'm like, I want to make one more video with this. So it's going to be made early, which I'm super okay with. And what was I saying? Oh, I distracted myself with, right. So I said I was intending to edit today. So that, and there was one more other thing, and it was at home to do. So I just kept those started coming in my head. I was like, this is not what you were intending to do. You know, you wanted to do the video editing today. Because when I first left the house, I was like, fuck video editing. Like, I'm just gonna be mad and go somewhere else and just like sit at a cafe and work over there. But I didn't have my laptop with me. I didn't have anything with me. So I was just like, okay, just so I came back up and got to talk with Cushy a little bit about my situation, felt a little bit more calm. And I was already feeling calm after the walk, but then I went on another one after because I just wanted to bring myself back to basis and remind myself I'm okay, that things are supposed to happen as they are, and I am exactly where I need to be. I have to say that one a lot because, you know, when you're reprogramming yourself from instant gratification and just knowing you're gonna get the things you want, what I'm learning right now is learning how to be okay with not getting the things I want, in terms of like the way I expect things or the way I hope for things. And it's okay if it doesn't turn out like that, because things that are what's for you will never miss you. I also say that to myself. And I feel like I'm just going through just so many emotions, so many changes. There's a lot of shifts happening, and like restarting my Instagram all over was interesting too, because I had that Instagram account since I started this whole social media thing, and just starting it as like an NSFW kind of like account was really interesting. And now that I know what I want my presence to be on Instagram and how I want to use that platform and how I want to grow on that platform, like all of that, using what I know now into my new account feels better. And my old account had a lot of memories in it, you know, like in my Insta stories, because I filmed a lot of things, and it just included everyone in my past. And as much as I'm sending love to everyone, there's no more need for me to revisit them, because like prior to losing it, I was looking at those clips a lot, and I'm like, those were good times, those were nostalgic. Or like there was a lot of sad videos that was posted on there, and just really like hard times, depressing times. And as much as I'm sending love to those versions of me too, there's no point in like reflecting on those anymore, because I've reflected on them a lot. So I think starting Instagram all over was a blessing in itself too. So many birds. Was blessing in itself, and I'm excited. I've lost my TikToks and I had to restart, but that was because I did something silly about it. Like I merged 2 accounts and I just couldn't access my old one anymore. So I just started a new one, which I'm really happy with. Twitter, I had to do it like 3 times. The Twitter account I'm using right now is my 3rd one. So it's just like I'm always remembering that I know how to bounce back, and that I can. And every time I do, it's much more powerful every single time, because I just take all the lessons I learned from the previous experience and put it into my new ones, and it just makes things more easier. It invites more challenges, but different challenges, you know. And for me personally, I'm so fucking into challenges. That is just like a never-ending cycle for me, which is why I feel like from a third-party view, I feel like I change a lot. So, but for me, I'm just like, oh my god, now what next? So yeah, I really thank you for watching the end of this video. Appreciate you spending so much time with me. And I just hope that my videos, as much as they're such big journals for me, like video journals, I hope it brings you peace. I hope it brings you resonance, because I like to think a long time ago that no one will ever understand me, that my traumas are more painful than other people's, my traumas are bigger than other people's. Like I just had this big thing where I was just like, no, I'm sad, I have been through so much, I'm sad. And what it came out of that was just, I really wanted to be seen, I wanted to be understood. And it's just that the places that I was in before were never supporting of that. And in turn of that, I just didn't know how to support myself at all in terms of a lot of things. So I'm grateful that I learned how to support myself in every single way now, and that I'm I just take care of my own, and this is what happened. And this is still the beginning. That this is like 2%. It's 2%. No, I can't. My whole healing journey is not 2%. I'm gonna say this is like a good. We're at a 22%. Yeah, because I'm still in my 20s. We're at 22%. Thank you. I love you. Please drop emojis because I would love to know who watches till the end. It's validating for me. But also, like, I don't mind because I don't delete videos based on views or anything like that. And I don't really like care so much about views in terms of like, it needs to be higher than this. I just like to see the numbers grow eventually. But anyways, totally off topic. Please let me go now. I'm getting distracted with the birds.